Hi there, thanks for joining me. Back on the cars again. This one's the Audi A3 2015 model year. We've got rear brake pads to do. I've got another video that shows the front brake pads if you've not seen it. This one is for the rears. This one's got the electronic handbrake on it, so we're going to have to release the motors. Let's get stuck in. Under the back here we've got a couple of nice jacking points. So if we have a look, we've got the arrow on the sill there, and then underneath we've got this nice big chunky bit of metal where we're going to jack to. You can also, if you really want to, you've got these rubber jacking points as well, which you can get onto. I'm going to go onto the sill though on this one. So I've got my great rocket lift spy sealer, fantastic jack, and on the other side I'm using the Viva. I've got links to all of this stuff, it's all in the description. Axle stand under there as well. There's a little puller tool, just goes in the hole and then you tuck it out. You find that in the toolkit of the car. Locking one up key. Using the Milwaukee impact gun, we can soon whiz these nuts off. Absolutely cracking bit of kit. And that one's come off nice and easy. Pop the last nut out. So at the minute I've got the car in gear with the electronic handbrake not on, so we can rotate the disc at the minute. This disc has got a little bit of corrosion on the outside edge, but the main majority of the disc is as clean as a whistle, so there's no wear on it. I'm not going to change the disc, we're just going to put some new brake pads in there. Those rear calipers are electronic, they've got electronic motors in, and we need to retract those using something like this. This is the X-Tool D7S. It's a good bit of kit, it's hardwired, so we're just going to plug that into the EOBD socket, which is just underneath here. Okay, we'll pop the ignition on the car and we're going to special functions. And we're looking for brake service. Electronic parking brake. Replace the brake pads. Okay, so we press 1. There we go. So that's separated the brake pads. Nice and simple. Now we can get on with doing the replacement. And then we've got the bottle here for the brake fluid. So we need to take the top off that. Make sure we've got plenty of room in there for fluid to come back, which we have. That's pretty dry, look. So the level's quite low because the brake pads are worn out on it. When we push the pistons back, that level will rise. So let's pop the wheel off the other side at the back, pull the cap off again. Just whiz the nuts out of it. See if this wheel comes off. Oh dear. Got the copper hide hammer just to tap the back of the rim and hopefully shift this off. I'll just pop one of them nuts back in so that the wheel doesn't fly off when I whack it. That wheel out of the way. Get my tray to catch any dirt and debris. Okay, so up in the back here, you've got the motor assembly on the back of the caliper there. We've got 2 bolts that hold it on, one at the top, one at the bottom. They've got little plastic caps on the end, so we just need to pop the caps off and we can get the Allen key bolts that are behind. There'll be a 7mm, I would think, Allen key. So we'll take the caps off the back. Then the whole caliper then should come away. Once we've removed the rattle bracket on the front. You can see inside, there's the Allen key bolts in the top and in the bottom. So it's old school, I'm afraid. We've got to get the 7mm Allen key in because there's just not enough room to get the sockets in there. So 7mm Allen key, let's crack it off. I'm going to put a spanner on the back to give me a bit of leverage, and then break those away. That's the top one loose, and then the bottom one. Get that on there, and then like I say, just lock a spanner on the back of it just to give me a bit of extra leverage. Oh, it's tight. Let's come down a bit lower. Oh, gotcha. Oh, that bottom one is tight. Got a bit of worth on that. This is the Rostov Plus. It is amazing. Another bit on the top and on the bottom. Okay. Let's go with this again then. I'll just keep working it and working it and working it, winding it back, and eventually they both come out nicely. It's a bit tedious having to use an Allen key. Now just need to get the spring out. You just put a screwdriver behind there and just lever it. Lever it out, top and bottom. Get the light on so you can see what we're doing. There we go, that's the spring out. And now the caliper with a little bit of a tug is ready to come off. Make sure those screws are out the way and the sliders are free, which they're pretty good. And here we go. And we're away. So the back one's ready to fall out. That one's got quite a bit of meat on it still, the back one. That's not too bad. Yeah, front one. It's getting down. It's about 50%. Now, the piston itself is still, it's not fully retracted, but the motor's gone back, so we just got to give this a little press just to push it back in. I'll grab my water pump pliers. These are a great tool for pushing back the pistons, and we just lock that over. These are the 20-inch pliers, reasonably cheap off Amazon, but I always find them dead easy to use. So just push that gently, look, and it goes straight back in to its hole. That's with the water pump pliers. Got his new pads there. That's the number we've got. These are pads. I'll put links in the description for these or some similar ones if I can find them, some similar good quality ones. So the difference is the two lugs there, they're the ones that go at the back. You can see where the piston was pressing on it, and that's got the two lugs on it. The other side has got the two lugs in the middle, this front one. So the front one there is that one, and the back one is that one. Just give this caliper a quick clean up. It's not very dirty, it's quite clean. In fact, it's pretty spotless. Yeah, the ones with the two dots, that one's going at the back. The one with the dots in the middle is going to go to the front. You can put copper slip on these if you want to. I don't bother. You don't get it on the original ones, they never fitted it. So I like to say, let's go with the original and just drop them in as they are. And then that will slide in like that. Let's give these a quick clean up on the wire wheel. And we can pop them back through again. Using that dodge Allen key again. Time consuming, but you just got to work at it and wind it in. There's not enough room for a socket. Then we can lock them up. Lovely. Little bungs there to go in the back. And then last but not least is the spring clip, which is going to go back in the front. So we put the top in first, lever it down, put the bottom one in, and then push it across and push it in. Done. We'll just get a bit of emery cloth on this hub just to clean up that corrosion so the wheel doesn't stick again. And then we can have the wheel back on. them nuts back in, just get them started by hand, and then we can wind them up with a gun. The gun's got an electronic set on it, torque setting, so we can not over tighten these, just get them right. Pop the cap back on. Got a little lug there that locates into one part of the lug on the wheel there. Beautiful. So let's do the same on the other side. We'll get that spring clip off to start with. Get the caps off the back of them Allen key bolts, and we'll undo these. This side was easier than the other side. They came out without any lubrication, no problem at all. So just whiz those out. Still a bit tedious, you still got to work at it. We'll give that a little tug just to push that piston back a little bit, and that'll then help us to get it off. Make sure those bolts are just out of the way. Yeah, just need to push those back a little bit. They're just interfering with it a little bit. Just there you go. Give them a little press, and then that'll come out now, no problem. Bingo. Whip the pads out. If we compare the old ones to the new ones, we're about half worn. I could have left them a bit longer, but being as we've got the car, we've done the front brakes, we might as well stick some rear ones in it while we're at it. Just swap them pads out. For how long it takes, it's not a big job. At least we know they've all been done at the same time then. There's usually the video on the front brake pads. I'll pop a link in the description if you've not seen that one. We'll take them and give them a clean as well. On the wire wheel, on the grinder, those pins nice and clean. We can put them through the back. Makes light work of cleaning them up, that grinder. And just work them back in again. We're not going crazy tight. Put little caps back in. Keeps the water out and the dirt. And then slide the top in, get the bottom in and hook it over. There it is. Perfect. Wheel back on. Just start the threads again, and then we can just ease them back up. Cap back on. And then we'll get the axle stand out, and we can drop the jacks down. Move my torch out the way as well, I don't want to crush that. Won't be the first time. Touch down. And we can have one more look at the fluid level, which we've still got a bit of room in the top. We'll pump this brake pad up now. This will get the pistons back out again to the pads. Gentle presses. There you go, that's nice and firm. And now we've just got to finish off. So we've got to press number 2 now. As soon as you press that, you can hear the motors bringing the pistons back in nice and tight. It works it 3 or 4 times, and then they're all settled, ready to go. Okay, brake is now engaged. End brake replacement mode, which is number 1. Bingo. How easy is that? It is possible to do this without a tool, using a battery and disconnecting the plug on the motors and backfeeding them. But it is a bit tricky. We'll recheck the brake fluid. Level's good, up to the maximum. I can pop the cap back on. And drop the bonnet down. So there we have it. Brake pads all replaced on the car. We'll fire it up. We can work the button now. Locked, released. You can hear that working, that's the brake. calipers locking in and working as they should. If you enjoyed this video, drop me a little thumbs up, like, subscribe, drop me some comments if you've got any comments in there. And yeah, I'll see you in another video. Thanks for watching.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.